Today's questioner asks, what can I do to get my work done perfectly while I still manage to handle other important matters? Before we get started, I'm going to make the assumption that you're not in a life or death profession. Things like brain surgery or firefighting. If I'm wrong, then I would suggest you put your full focus on your work and find ways to outsource everything else in your life you can. Enlist friends and family to help. Hire someone to clean your house. Get your groceries delivered. Find ways to delegate things outside of your unique zone of genius. But even in life or death professions, you are human. You will make mistakes. As hard as it will be, give yourself the grace to use these as opportunities to learn, to grow, and to make sure you don't repeat the same mistakes again. Regardless of your job, if you struggle with mental loops of guilt, blame, and shame, consider working with a therapist or coach to get some perspective and develop tools to move out of these thought patterns. Okay, for everyone else, I want to start answering your question by challenging the idea that you can do anything perfectly. Perfect is really an illusion. Even if you were able to complete a project so it was absolutely perfect today, tomorrow you might learn something new that would require you to revise and update your perfect project. So once you accept that perfect isn't actually attainable, at least not for more than a moment, let's start looking at alternatives. I'm a big fan of B+ work. It wasn't always. I'm a recovering perfectionist who drove myself to burnout trying to achieve just what you're asking to be able to do. I thought that there was some secret productivity technique that would allow me to be everything to everyone, complete my to-do list each day, and do it all perfectly. But the truth is, that's just not possible. Here's the benefit of B+ work. Think about the amount of energy it takes to get a project from start to B+. Then think about the effort it takes to get from B+ to A+. If you're anything like me, the amount of energy to get from B+ to A+ is about the same, if not more so, than to get from start to B+. Now think about how many people will really notice the difference between B+ and A+ work. Will they notice that you spent an hour picking the perfect shade of blue for that document? Or that you went back and forth on printing it on 24-pound or 28-pound paper for days? Is the amount of time and energy invested in reaching A+ really worth it? How much more could you accomplish if you took that energy you're currently expending on struggling for perfection and used it to take care of other projects? Which brings us to taking care of all of your important tasks. Take a long, hard look at your to-do list. Now cross off anything that isn't actually important to you and delegate anything that doesn't bring you joy or require your unique knowledge or skill set. Once you've made these edits and started aiming for B+ work, you'll notice that your to-do list is starting to feel a lot more manageable. If you want more information on implementing these and other productivity techniques that involve doing less, not more, check out my free productivity workshop. I'll add a link in the show notes below. And one final note. The best way to make sure you're on point and at your best is to build consistent, sufficient, and sustainable self-care into your daily routine. To learn how to make self-care work for you and your life, check out my free self-care toolkit. I'll add a link in the show notes below. I'm sending you a great big hug. You've got this. I hope you enjoyed this bit of solicited advice. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to be notified whenever I post new content.